Well, the Cacophony Society, one of the hardest things about the Cacophony Society is pronouncing their name. And I think that's funny. I think that's wonderful. Few people know what cacophony is. And so there's things that you don't understand are intriguing to you. And I think it's important that if you're going to try to make something popular with it has to be intriguing. And that's perhaps why the camera obscura has become popular again, because it's intriguing. Because people don't understand what camera obscura means any more than they understand what the Cacophony Society means. That gives them time out so they'll listen. And if you listen, then you have a chance of understanding.
The longer you stay in this camera, ladies and gentlemen, the more obscure you will become.
It's 50 cents.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the camera obscura, a device dating back to antiquity, used by artists and astronomers throughout the centuries to explore reality here before you. It operates like a periscope. In the ceiling, there's a 45-degree angle mirror, which reflects the view from outside onto the screen through two large lenses that clarify the image, just as Leonardo did over 500 years ago. Look, if you will, at the giant camera. Watch, if you will, the giant camera. Ladies and gentlemen, search within yourselves for the loneliness that may have brought you here to the most romantic place in the world. Search within yourself for the real reality. Those shadows on the wall behind you are those of the many that would rather touch the image than get in touch with reality. Stay as long as you like. Enjoy the show.
I'm going down to the beach to check on that blonde. Watch out for thieves now. Little fingers through that hole.
Okay. I'd sure like to meet that girl. But if I did, I bet I could never get to talk to her.
Do you need anything? Well, you look so lonely sitting here. I thought I'd come up and talk to you for a while. In here, by yourself, alone. I mean, it must be really boring.
Girls, is a large screen, a panoramic view of the entire area on a great big parabolic screen. And you want to get up there and check this thing out because you'll find that it's a beautiful, beautiful show. So come on up. Here, friends, let's go forward.
The giant camera's wide open. It's free.
Oh, that guy, you can't even leave no opportunity. I went direct now, man. What's going on up there? Oh, boy, I don't know what to do with that guy. X, what are you thinking of? There's $17 missing out of the cash drawer, and you got 35 people in there for free. What are you thinking of?
The dumb doctor. I was thinking of seeing the dumb doctor.
You better do more than think about it. Because, ladies and gentlemen, as you sit here and observe the view through the lens of the giant camera, you will notice that there are no angels, there are no fringe benefits. What you're seeing is what you see, and you must realize that there must be something more to life than this.
Yeah. You know, there's always that kind of dislocation when you come out of a theater, though.
Yeah.
It always happens to me. Not like that. It's strange when
Of course, like a lot of old equipment, it's kind of big and cumbersome, not really portable.
Now, this has got to be one of the more obscure business locations, at least in San Francisco, the Camera Obscura. Dave Warren runs it. What is this, anyway?
Well, it's the original camera, and it was created nearly 500 years ago by the genius of Leonardo da Vinci. This is built from the diagrams that he drew way back in the beginning of the 16th century.
The camera is made of a rotating mirror, a couple of lenses, and a parabolic dish. The image it produces is anything but obscure. You'll see the same sea lions and surfers you'd see from the cliffs, but inside the darkened room, the eye opens up to let in details you can't see in the harsh light outside. This particular camera was built as a thesis project by a student named Gene Turtle 38 years ago.
He created this from the Encyclopedia Britannica. They studied it, and they studied the Codex Atlanticus, which was the name of the document that Leonardo wrote about this in.
Codex.
Codex Atlanticus. It was spelled C-O-D-E-X. You see, George Eastman changed it to K-O-D-A-K.
How did you get involved in this?
I was retired, and I was doing research on the old Playland at the Beach property. They tore down Playland, and a lot of people have their heart in Playland at the Beach, their amusement park they went to as a child. And it was gone, and I wanted to know why. And the last part of it was this camera, and it was still here. And so we worked real hard to try to save it. We heard the federal government was going to try to tear it down. So we had 10,000 signatures. We had letters from Ansel Adams. He was a supporter. Ansel Adams grew up in San Francisco going to this camera. He called it his old haunt.
Well, I'm hardly an Ansel Adams, and if you're anything like me, you're probably more comfortable having someone else hold the camera. To see how the world looked to the very first photographer will cost you $1 for adults, 50 cents for kids, and Dave Warren guarantees your money back if you're not delighted. The Camera Obscura is open daily from 10 a.m. to sunset, fog permitting.
Can we come around the side?
Sure.
Great.
Go ahead, stay as long as you like. You'll see the camera. Let me show you my thimble trick.
Oh, great. Oh, that'll be good.
Here's the world's first photograph. This was made in France in 1826 and took 8 hours exposure time. See how the sun came up in the morning on one side of the building, went down the evening on the other. You have sunlight and shadow on both sides. Now, the interesting thing about the pictures, it wasn't found until 1952. It was hidden in a trunk in an attic in England. It was wrapped up in a blanket with a thimble and a little book of instructions on the art of prestidigitation, which says that if you take the thimble and place it in your hand like this, squeeze it real tight like this, watch what happens to it. Watch carefully here now. And it disappears.
Where did
you
it go?
When you snap your finger here like this, give your finger a snap like this, it comes right back again. Just like that. The art of prestidigitation. Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing.
Come again and I'll show it to you again.
Okay.